Hey, church family, I wanted to take this opportunity just to present you with a formal apology regarding my use of what's considered an offensive slang term. I recently referred to COVID-19 as the Rona on a few occasions, actually, during some of these daily update videos. And a friend of mine recently alerted me to the fact that some people are actually offended by this terminology. And with that being the case, it's possible that I've offended you. And, when I've carelessly referred to the novel coronavirus as the Rona, it's possible that this has hurt your feelings. And if so, then just let me first say I'm truly sorry for this offense. I really am. With all sincerity, I hope you understand that it wasn't my intention to hurt anyone's feelings. And I most certainly never intended to make light of the emotional pain that many people are suffering after losing a loved one to the novel coronavirus. I personally know the pain because my mother died of cancer just before my 13th birthday. And so my heart always breaks for those who are suffering in this way. When I refer to the novel coronavirus as the Rona, it wasn't intended to make light of the rising death toll. This abbreviation that I've used wasn't intended to dismiss the pain of those who are still mourning even today. Honestly, I simply didn't consider the fact that this abbreviated form of the word coronavirus could be offensive. Now, in order to explain my mental process, behind using this abbreviation, I should point out that it was February the 11th when the World Health Organization first named this new virus, and they referred to it as severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. Well, this doesn't just roll right off the tongue, and so severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 was immediately abbreviated with the acronym SARS-CoV-2. But let's face it, this also just doesn't roll right off the tongue, and so it wasn't long before the media started referring to this new virus as the 2019 novel coronavirus. But then this was immediately abbreviated again with the term COVID-19. Well, here we are, it's 8 months later, and this virus has been called many different things, some of which are truly offensive to people, including the China virus, the Wuhan virus, the Wu flu, and even the Kung flu. These nicknames are obviously offensive to many people and for different reasons, which is why I never use these terms. So then why would I carelessly refer to the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 as the Rona? Well, first of all, I didn't see it as a derogatory slang, but rather just another abbreviation of the full name. Let's be honest. Until this video, I've never referred to COVID-19 as severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. I've never actually used the full name. I've always used some form of abbreviation. The chances are you've never used the full name. I'm guessing that most of us never even knew what the full name was. We've all used abbreviations for the full name without intending any offense. So trust me when I tell you that when I refer to it as the Rona, I meant no offense. It's just a basic abbreviation. The second reason for why I've casually referred to SARS-CoV-2 as the Rona, well, it's because there are content cops that police the social media sites, and they're always looking to throttle the posts that don't line up with the narrative of the mainstream media, knowing that they have algorithms that are searching for certain keywords, and then once they find these keywords, they get flagged for further review. Then it's for this reason that many content creators, like myself, use abbreviated terms in order to avoid the oversight of our social media overlords. Please trust me when I tell you, I never intended disrespect. I never meant to dishonor the lives of those who have passed away from this virus. I never intended to disrespect, those who have lost a loved one to this deadly virus. Listen, if I have offended you, please let me know. Contact me and let me know. I would love to offer you a personal apology. At the same time, though, I'm also asking you to believe the best about me and not the worst. It's never my desire to hurt anyone's feelings. And I hope that you understand that my heart truly breaks for those whose lives have been impacted by this virus. As I begin to wrap up this public apology, I just encourage every Christian to remember that we've been called to love one another with a love that believes the best about our brothers and sisters in Christ. I like the way that Paul put it in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, where he tells us that love keeps no record of wrongs and love believes all things, which is to say that love will always believe the best about the people that we love. Not only that, but we've also been called to forgive those who offend us. I like the way that Paul put it in Colossians chapter 3. There he declares, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If anyone has a complaint against another, even as Christ forgave you, so you also must do. But above all these things, put on love, which is the bond of perfection. With that, I thank you for bearing with me. I thank you for being patient with me. And if I've offended you, then I hope that you'll accept my sincerest apology. Now, as we set out to bear with one another in love, I encourage every Christian, let's continue fighting the good fight of faith, and all for the glory of God.